Welcome back to part number 3 of my Imperator Rome playthrough for Carthage. This is a Dead Mike overdub. We just finished some warring activities over in this area. We're going to come back, reorganize here in Carthago, and see if we can sort out a strange situation that seems to have arisen in Rome. We can take Messapia, we can take Brutia, we can take the entire island of Sicily. Rome doesn't seem interested in those disparate locations. We are, because if we can gain adjacency to any given province that Rome has, and the province is less than a 50 loyalty, and the governor can be coerced to have less than 40 loyalty, maybe he does, or maybe we need to inspire disloyalty, we can take any adjacent province, so far as I read the wiki. And that would be Syracuse, Brutia, and Apulia. And if it works once, it may well work again, and we could perhaps move deeper into a Magna Graecia proper. That should hamstring his ability to call up legions in any given war that we might declare on him. We've already locked him out of Illa Graecia, as well as Greece. He hasn't gotten his free claims because he doesn't have any territory in Illa Graecia. So he's sort of fumbling around up there in the north with tribals, and I'm not gonna complain about it, that's for sure. So if we can take the Magna Graecia via an Entice Governor, I may well think on actually declaring a war proper on him and taking out some of his Italic territories or provinces. As for us, as to any of that works or not, I don't really know at this point whether it will be actionable or not. It's sort of out there. It's just strange. Usually Rome will have gobbled up all those territories and consolidated, but he seems confused, or the AI seems confused this game. Perhaps it's because he would like to be in Greece, but he's not. So he's wandering about up in the northern tribal area. We're ready to declare this war. I called up some mercs. Brought the levies from Africa. It should be a slaughter is what I'm thinking. It will be. We have a lot of forces here on the board. I'm going to just assault these forts away essentially as quickly as possible, and then redeploy up to Brutia and Apulia. Right now, I believe that the governor is actionable. He's disloyal, maybe 40% or some odd percent, and there's quite a few provinces that are workable. I'm sort of wondering at this point as to whether it will, variables will stay the same, but we're going to find out. We'll assault this fort away again. This unit here is headed up toward my Ziz that I don't have a fort on. I was thinking we might be able to peace out before he takes Ziz if we assault this fort. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do it because the war is so new and the war score is not quite high enough. So I think we'll lose 5 pops in Ziz. 4-hour trouble. And if I not do it, nothing. I'm going to do it now. Take 11 AE. Carry on. We're going to redeploy immediately up to Brutia, Apulia. We have a live revolt over in Argos. 20 months or so out. We should be able to clean that up and then go redeploy. Plan to assault that fort and then redeploy over to Apulia. We've done it. Let a few mercs go. I think 1 go and put the rest on board the ship. Build some theaters in these new cities. Again, we have formulatic worship, so theoretically we will convert at some pace at least. So the longer we don't have a revolt, the better off we are, and the more primary culture pops we'll have. That's the end of the overdub. Back to your regular scheduled programming. Looks as though I had a dead mic. That city just popped up, so I'm going to populate that. I think we have another going up here as well. Let's go ahead and assault the fort. And there it is. I'm going to begin the process of making friends with the governor of Magna Great. I see. I swapped them out. It looks as though this guy is going to get over it at some point. Same faction as co-ruler, granted office 15%, etc. So I'll just keep an eye on it, check back from time to time and such. When his loyalty drops, I think we can make friends with him and then hopefully take those provinces over. The problem is that these are going to, well, we'll see. The loyalty here is going to be really ugly. Well, there it is, 100 war score. We should be able to take all of it for a minimal amount of aggressive expansion. I suppose it's not really as ugly as all that. We'll see if it gets worse. 0.40 is not really bad. I go into well, we don't really need our levy, do we? No, we don't. We'll just disband said levy. And then I have this big fat merc. I need to replenish his numbers anyway before bringing him back to Carthago, so I'll go have him take care of this revolt while on reorganized detail. This Pantibal fellow wants to give us 1,988 gold. I'm not going to argue with him. Let's see if he can be a part of the funding for our new glorious city that we'll build on the stone here. This revolt happens in 12 months. This unit is feeling better. It has plenty of food, so maybe we can just go there and sit it out or wait it out, perhaps. We have a new city here. Let's see, that's right there. I want to populate it. Yeah, we're going to swap out a deity. We're going to go for population capacity here, Autargatus. This guy's loyalty is falling, but not really very quickly. There it is. It's revolted. Let's get on our boat here and see if we can quell the revolt. Stability or tax? What's our tax? Not much. Let's assault this fort. I brought a 10-man along, governor. Hopefully it will work. There it is. We've done it. That revolt is over, and we'll take that land back. Get these guys back over to Carthago to reorganize. We can start the integration of our client state here as well. When do you integrate? 493 so soon. Well, let's see what we have here. When does this annexation go through? We'll find out shortly. I'm going to file a claim here on this tribe who seems to be on something of a tear. And then we can have our client state annex this territory here. He may well have more by then as well. I think he's at war with this fellow here as well. We have a new city here. I need to populate it. Urbanizing our capital well. We have a decent number of trade routes. I have some of these in the bank, 4 remaining. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do with them as yet. I'm going to grab some pops. There's a bunch of sort of primary cultures mulling about down here. It's not really all that far to get them up the coast here. We'll go from here and then to this province here, there, and then boom. We need to get that research rate up. I don't know why it won't go up, but this should help. Slightly at least. I stepped away for a moment. I came back. I opened the game up and found that our friend here no longer has the +1, +15 granted office, and in fact he's been bribed and still is only at 0.47 because this disloyal coal power base in country. I'm gonna try it. Let's make some friends, and then we can inspire disloyalty, and then boom, hopefully snag the area. Let's do it. Alright, it looks like we need 2 large, 3 moderate, or 1 large, 1 moderate, and 1 small. So what will this be? Moderate, or we'll take the moderate. Looks like we can get a more moderate for 2,500. I'll take that as well. It looks like this guy is still the governor, and we can pay 50 for a tiger, or 30. We like this guy. We'll give him a tiger for 50. Boom. There it is. Womp. He's still there. Yeah. Entice Governor. Loyalty less than 40. There it is. Womp. Let's do it. Boom. There it is. Womp. It's done. It worked. Alright, where are we? We have loyalties here is 83. We have 80 there with a positive tick. Good for me. And here we have 87 with positive tick as well. It's good enough. There are some troubled loyalty provinces, and we'll just have to get over it. I suppose I could lower the taxes, but I like money, so we're going to try to save for a wonder. And I think as of 91 October, we'll be able to take 1, 2, and 3 innovations and get the gain access to the government traditions wonder. Probably can save enough money for a level 2. And rather than building out theaters and temples and such to try to stave off the loyalty, although it doesn't seem to be troubled, I'm going to save money for that wonder. I also probably note here we have a decent stability. We'll just mull about for a time, and maybe I think we should have some Roman pops. We do have a grand total of 13 Roman pops, so if we make them citizen capable, it shouldn't take very long, and then we can get ready to attack Rome proper and gain more without any long period of integration. I know he's presently warring with some of these tribals along the coast there. Liburnia, Dalmatia, and Isa. I mean, there are some cities there. There's one here. I think there's one here. As to where he's going to get any of his cohorts and such, or levies from, I suppose there's a couple of cities, but nothing like Magna Graecia, that's for certain. Let's see who he's placed there. Any, let's see the new governor, if any. Loyalty 55, so 55 minus 20 is less than 40. The problem here is that this, well, there's no problem. We just need to let these tick down below 50, and then I think we can friend this guy and inspire disloyalty, and then do the Entice Governor again right in these 2 provinces. At least that would be the theory. Leaving only Campania at that point. Alright, it would seem I have a problem. My new vassal here with the formulatic worship that will spread religion on its own is about to annex right now, and I believe a claim just hit that we filed in this area here. I believe we can declare war there and just trigger this large tribe and hopefully annex the lot to our vassal there. All I need to do is call up a bunch of mercs, which are essentially all right here, and get down to it. Take the 6 stability, surely. While I'm here, I'm going to take one of these traditions. Attrition or a plains combat. I'll go with combat. And we're here, we're ready. Let's declare the war. It's still actionable. There's just some... It should be a rollover. We shouldn't really have any trouble at all. We'll see if any of that's true, though. Our present Safet is not very martially endowed. He has a 0, but This merc will lead the charge, and we'll just use him for fodder for the assault. Let's assault immediately. We have done it again. Let's head up here. Let's see, we can, I believe, reorganize here and here. Why reorganize when you can assault? Let's do it again. Success. And try to buy off a merc. We're fighting ourselves now, unfortunately. Our city has come online. We drop the siege. Let's get on to the next. I'm going to assault that fort right now. It's down, so we'll have this merc head off in this direction, and the rest I'm all about here. I'm going to assault here while our ally is in-house. Boom. So let's see, we'll go up here, and I think that will close it out. So let's get you guys here, and that is all of it. I'm going to transfer all of that territory to our client state, except this coastal area that we have a claim on. So we should take 1.1 aggressive expansion, and the rest should go to our client state. So if we end up with any more than 16 or 17, we'll know that we need... Yeah. Okay, I'm going to adjust that down to 17, the AE, and then sell this territory off to our client state here, who's now annexing 500. Good for us. Stood down those mercs. We have a minor rebellion happening in 55 months, so no problem. For what it's worth, I shuffled some pops about here, essentially depopulated the Epirus province and moved a lot of them to Illigracia. The loyalties are such that this one is more loyal than this, which is quite low and bleeding by quite a bit. So these pops should turn to Canaanites shortly, and then the loyalty perhaps will hopefully slow down the bleed, at least. Here we have a lot of Hellenes and a lot of Epiotes, but the loyalty is such that it's less relevant. This seems to be good. We have that's good as well. Here we have a reasonably loyal. I see. We're happy enough without it, really. I sold all these territories off to our client where they should have gone in the first place. Adjusted the AE down where it should be, and that's about the size of it. So this is done. The annexation will now come through on 491. 491. Well, that's what it says, 491. It can't be true. That's a diplomat. 501. Uh-oh. It looks as though the Roman has not integrated whatever cultures happen to reside here, and they're bleeding by 0.20 here and 0.15 here. Unfortunately, I think this guy is well connected. It's bribed, cautious, forgiving, etc. Unfortunately. Well, I'll keep an eye on that, that's for sure. Quite a few Canaanite Punics are showing up in the fields here, so I'm moving them to these cities to where they will promote accordingly. Let's see what our... We have some room there from, I believe, our technologies. Just slide some primary culture pops to keep our research humming right along. I noticed that Quarta is going to integrate on January 1 of 93, which is essentially about a year and a quarter out. At which point I think we can certainly have the primary culture pops, because we gave him some primary culture pops. They're certainly there. There are quite a few here, a couple here, there's some there. We can move them to the capital of this province here, which should be under our control here. And then we could release that, or let's see if there's a smaller one even yet. There's not. So we can evacuate these 4 territories, whatever pops can be moved out, and then move a Punic Canaanite to the capital, release it as a client state, and do essentially up here what we did with Ilunion there. So along that end, maybe I should file a claim or something. How much is my wonder going to cost? So I'm going to take tax and commerce and then 2 others that are not actionable presently, but they will be by the time. I just want to see how much it's going to be. 90 PI and I see 6,000 gold. Well, 90 PI is all we need, so why not file a claim here? I can't come up with a good reason other than, well, there's no good reason. Let's do it. Picked up some incense for the capital. It should help with loyalties. Maybe build out. Actually, we're saving money. Let's see here. We've got Crafty. We'll take a 10% tax bonus. We have a new character that just popped up here. I'm not exactly sure this is the correct move. I haven't done the math, but I don't really want to either. I'm not going to do business investment because I can get. I'm going to have what 4 of these in the bank. I may well get another shortly. So if I build academies here, I'll have all kinds of routes, and theoretically I have a couple of farmland, wheat territory, grain territories that I could utilize. If food gets short, which is sort of is present, but I think I'm going to go for population capacity and just use all of my improvements for that. It may not be as good as buildings, or well, then again it may be better, I don't know. The governor died, as did our revolt counter here. Let's see if it's positive. It's still negative, but it's not really all that bad. This rascal is still 73% loyal. In theory, I should begin to assemble a merc crew here for this invasion effort that I have planned. Let's see. This tribe, Clemsia, who's sieging down his revolt's fort capital, and this tribe there as well. We should be able to annex them all to the client state that we will release here in January of next year. So along those lines, I'm going to go ahead here and trigger these 3, and we'll get access to the Great Government Traditions Wonder, as well as 1 more provincial improvement. The next up is here we'll get access to the Honored Noble, and we'll take the tax one, the Government Traditions, and the Honored Nobles Wonder once we get our 6,000 or whatnot. That infrastructure has improved. I plan to, let's juice it again with another. I'm going to try to, as I have a large fleet and a bit of time on my hands, I may well go and grab some of the Romans mercs up in this area, hire them, bring them here, have them reorganize, and then bring them over to Iberia, just to keep them out of the Romans' hands, if nothing else. There's one here. I'm going to grab him. Let's pick him up. Actually, what's done is done. We probably should have waited. He's going to eat his food now. Let's snag this merc as well. I ferried this guy down here, and we should be able to pick this unit up in short order. These 2 are on the island here of Sardinia. I'm going to go and pick up that other merc here. That oratory advance has popped, so we should be able to get +4 loyalty of characters plus the noble wonder. We'll take 3 stability. Something strange just happened here. Our schedule is not really working out. Something happened here. I don't know what it is exactly, but we're not integrating until March 495, which is 2 years out. We have all these wonderful mercs, though, that we've hired. Let's see. We have, I believe, a singular claim here we could use. And we have a claim that we've dropped here. We could take this lot and annex them to Iloyunan. Why not do it? Load it up. Off we go. Looks like the Roman is continuing his excursion into these tribal territories, Titonia and Duria. Let's declare this war right now. That's the war goal. Just want to remember to take that for ourselves as we have a claim, and we'll file it now. Boom. We stacked wiped a levy there. Let's assault it immediately. It's fallen. Let's assault this fort as well. And that apparently didn't work out as planned. We're going to call up the African levy. We'll take the stability. We down that siege. On to the next one. Have a breakthrough here. Let's see if we can do something with it. I'm in no hurry. I'm going to build another city here in Carthago. I shuffled a few pops about. I spent actually a considerable amount of money, but I think it'll be worth it. We're still on a hunt for wonders, but called up the African levy. We're going to get on board this ship and head over. Let's assault here. Doesn't have a lot of food, no supply trains or anything. Looks like we've done it. What are we going to do now? I don't know. I'll go here. The levy of Africa has landed. I'm going to assault this fort and try to close this war out. Let's see if we can assault this as well. We'll try. Let's assault again. It fell. That other siege fell. We assaulted it away when our allies showed up. I think we can go right here and try to close this war out. January 496 now. I see. That'll do it. It's all done. I'm going to arrange for peace. Alright, I transferred ownership. We should end up with 4 aggressive expansion or thereabouts. Actually, we should get 4. So we'll end up with 5.38 or some such, and the rest should go to our client. We've done it. Seems a decent enough time to end the episode. We are, I have these guys headed over here. We're going to take a pit stop there. And then once our client state annexes in April of next year, 9 months out, we can release that client state that I've been talking about and war with this lot here. Let's take a quick look here. Let's check the religion. It should be Canaanite. And our culture, I would be surprised if it spread very far beyond here. We're building a lot of cities in the capital. Has somewhat food challenged, but that'll take over next, well, whatever. I'll work that out at some point that we have plenty in reserve. We have no aggressive expansion. We're trying to save up some money for that wonder. And Rome is headed off into non-urbanized tribal areas. Maybe he'll build some cities up there. Good for him. I hope to see you in the next episode.